All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakudash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim that are preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom to you few sisters out there that believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, as well as other men and children that are not necessarily prophets. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, "But without faith, it is impossible to please him." All right, faith is what moves you to perform for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you doing videos or reading, but your faith is an everyday thing. All right, your faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai should always be there. Okay, faith, as I mentioned, is what moves you, is what motivates you, and allows you to perform. Existing here in this wicked system, okay, you need faith. Every action, everything you do from the moment you go to bed and the moment you wake up requires a performance. Just interacting in this system, in this matrix. And every action, as they say, has a reaction. So as you're navigating through this system, through this world, the actions that you do, if you have faith, should be righteous. Okay? At least 90% of it should be righteous. All right, here it is. We are rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay, let me get that, because the Spirit, jumped on me to do so. And I had another, lesson in mind, but I'm going to just let the Spirit take over however long this is going to be, whether it's quick. Okay, it's all on Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. This is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. "They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water." That's what we're hoping to be delivered from, man. All right, is the noise of archers, man. These nuclear missiles. All right, the destruction of America, which is Babylon the Great. This is where we live. Okay, the majority of us that believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai are here in Babylon the Great. We are in the belly of the fucking beast. The most wicked so-called country within this wicked ass system, man. And we could say this world, all right, but in all reality, it's this system. It is not the planet, it is not the world, because within this world, you do have righteous beings. Okay? We need to be delivered from this fucking devil, who is Esau, the so-called white man. And the only way to be delivered from this devil is through Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, who we are supposed to have faith in, man. Okay? It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers. Once again, those nuclear missiles, man. Okay? It's going to make a great noise as it's destroying Babylon. All right? As these countries engage in global nuclear war, there's going to be noise throughout the planet. It says the earth, the planet shall rear to and fro like a drunkard. Okay? Earthquakes, death, and destruction from these missiles, man. It says in the places of drawing water. Drawing water was a form of servitude. Okay, when Moses went to flee Egypt and went into Goshen, Slakia, was it Goshen? I believe it was Gershom. Slakia, let me look it up real. Okay, so it was the land of Midian. All right, but he had a son with the Midianite man's daughter and named his son Gershom. Okay. And when Moses, fled into Midian, he seen that man's daughters drawing water for their father, which was a chore, a duty of theirs for their father. And then the father said, well, how'd you guys come so quickly today? And the daughters told their father, oh, an Egyptian helped us. And the father said, well, bring that man here. What are you doing? So he could come and, I could meet him. Okay, that was a form of servitude, drawing water. America, all right, this land, okay, became a place where Israelites would come and serve, become slaves, man, become servants. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 28 tells you, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall bring us into Egypt again by ship. Okay, that's where you get the whole transatlantic slave trade. We were brought here, our brothers, the Southern Kingdom was brought here, all right, via slave ship. And then us, the Northern Kingdom, you Hispanic and Latinos, were being shipped and sold to Europe via slave ship, man. Okay? It says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai go down to the gates. So we are supposed to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Okay? That's how we're going to get delivered, man. Okay? Having faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is a righteous act. Because having faith allows you to perform righteous activities, man. And yes, like I said before, it's not always about doing a video or a lesson. But those are righteous acts. And if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai gave you faith, okay, you are going to do those things, all right, not as though it's a chore, not as though it's something that, you should be eager, okay, to do these videos, to do these lessons. All right. But performing righteous acts is just you making a conscious, righteous decision, being here in fucking hell, man. Okay. You can't just be out here wandering blindly, man. Okay, you can't just interact and partake in activities with people that you're unaware of, man. Okay, that leads to you doing some bugged out activity, man. Some left hand weak ass wicked shit, man. And we are not in the time, okay, especially right now, man. The Passover is 2 weeks from man, it's less than 2 weeks away. Okay, the Passover is like 10 days away, man. Literally. Okay, literally. The Passover is 10 days away. All right? And what happened in ancient Egypt, okay? Yahweh Shai was that death angel that was slaying the firstborn in Egypt. And our people seen those things, man, yet believe not. You remember the scripture said how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai saved Israel out of the land of Egypt and then destroyed those that believe not. They didn't have faith. Okay, they were murmuring as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai just brought us out of Egypt with a mighty stretched out arm, hand, split the sea, okay, fed us literally out of nowhere, okay, cracked open a rock and gave us water out of a stone, man. Okay, had manna, food just fall out the sky into your hand, into your lap, like people like to say. Yet they believe not. Because when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave them instruction, what'd they do? They did complete opposite. They did what the fuck they wanted to do. And look at what happened to them, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai didn't allow them to see the land in that lifetime. He put them to death. That's why the scriptures say that, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. 2/3 of our people are going to die here in America. Okay? This is Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. If you don't have faith, you can't please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And faith isn't just an adjective or, faith is a verb. Okay? Faith is an action, man. Okay? For he that cometh to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai must believe that he is. First and foremost, in order for you to have faith and believe, first and foremost, you got to believe that he's real. Okay? You can't just read these scriptures as if it's just a story, as if it's just some fucking lore. All right? Because you got these Christians and these people that read the scriptures as if it's a lore, it's just a storybook. Okay? Not realizing that this is the actual truth in history of the whole planet and the universe, man. All right? These people believe that anybody could be an Israelite, that the Lord is coming back to save anybody that believes on him. First and foremost, you got to be an Israelite. That's the only way you're going to believe. That's the only way you're going to be imparted wisdom to even have faith and belief. All right? Because you got a lot of people out there, especially amongst the circumcision, that ain't going to do these things that we do, man. They're not going to take time out of their day to do a video or, make conscious, righteous decisions. And I'm doing this right now and speaking on this right now because, I said I was going to do a video earlier, and here it is. It's what we so-call the next day. Well, literally, it's the next day because the sun went down. And I was praying to the Lord, and asking Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai for more fear. Okay? Because if you don't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to take him lightly, man. All right? It says, for he that cometh to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to reward the diligent. Okay, which the diligent is the elect. All right, the 1/3. There's the only ones that are going to seek the Lord diligently. Okay, and it doesn't mean that, you're looking in the sky and looking out for a chariot or, no. You're going to be seeking after Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's heart. Okay, you're going to examine yourself and say, is this what Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is pleased with? Is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai pleased with me? Am I doing enough? Am I getting his attention? Okay, because the Lord sees our works. He is not unrighteous to forget our work and labor of love, man. This is a labor of love. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is real. All right? And you got to believe that. This is verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of the power of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. See, Noah was a righteous man, and he was warned, and he moved with fear. He said, oh, fuck. You gonna do what? You gonna flood the earth? What do I got to do? And he was told to build an ark. Did he say, yeah, what, 1,000 years? I'll start in the 800th year. I'll start. Shouldn't take me that long. Shouldn't take me that long to build an ark. I'll do it. Don't worry. No, he got to it. It says he was moved with fear. He got his ass in motion. Okay? It says prepared an ark to the saving of his house. If you love your family like you think you love your family, and I'm only speaking to, myself first and foremost, but as well as to the body, because the body, they love their family. They love, their parents and their children, and you might not necessarily be, in the attendance of your parents or your children, but we do this to the saving of our house, man. We know that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to save our children. Okay? If we believe and do this willfully, man. Now, if Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, uses your children or your parents or somebody dear to you as a test, you got to just keep pushing forward, man. Okay, remember Job, what he went through. And it said that he received everything back. All his children that he lost, all that. Okay? But this is the way you save your house is by saving yourself, man. Okay, and the only way you could save yourself, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has to be dealing with you. Because that's the only way you're going to have faith and move with fear. All right? It says, by the which he condemned the world. See, we're out here condemning the world, man. Okay? We out here condemning 2/3 of our people. Because they don't want to repent. Okay? And there's grace. But they don't want to take heed to that grace. Okay? They're abusing Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's ways. Therefore, when shit hits the fan real soon, they're going to dwell in torments, man. Okay? Because they chose not the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. You see, that's what ultimately makes you righteous. All right? It's righteousness by faith, not by keeping the law, all right, in its entirety, because nobody can. Okay? We do say that you must keep the law to the best of your ability. Okay? That is truth. But can the law save you? No. Because from your time being a baby until the time you found the Lord, you already did things in the flesh. And then when you're in the truth, you've done things. Okay? You read the scriptures, man. Righteous men would fall. Okay? They'd be forgiven. Okay, but the point is, they would fall. They would go off. That's the point. You can't be perfect. There was only Yahushai that was perfect. All right? Through and through. So yeah, just remember, to perform the righteous acts, man. Have faith and keep pushing. Because America, Babylon the Great, is going to get hit with missiles, man. And you can't get on fire as the fire is starting to burn this place up, man. There was a video brother did, I think it was years ago. And it was like, get on fire for the Lord or become fire. Okay. Serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Well, there's work to do. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Ba'Shem Arakakwadash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well a great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.